Good morning. My name is Bill Sullivan. I'm the Vice President General Manager for U.S. Federal Business at Denodo, the logical platform data company. We're interviewing Dr. Joe Perez on behalf of CDO Magazine. It's a pleasure to have Dr. Perez join us. Well-known public speaker at conferences around the world, and is going to share his thoughts on data, how to make it actionable, how to make it relevant, and how to deliver value through data. I think in the corporate world, the competition ethos kind of drives more of that behavior. I think we have some more challenges
Yes.
sharing in the government side for a variety of reasons. Have you seen, again, Health and Human Services in the state and local market consumes about 60% of the IT spend. Have you seen any use cases there where that creation of a narrative has helped change policy in North Carolina or elsewhere? Particularly,
I
in
believe
your
so.
field of expertise, the HHS?
Sure, because when the thing about Health and Human Services is we are here to serve the people. We are here to provide necessary services. And once people can see, okay, this is the result of the work that you're doing, they're not going to tell, well, I programmed 14 macros or I changed the joins in 87 tables in my 650 terabyte database, whatever. That doesn't matter. What does matter is, did adoption records get processed in time? Did these kids get placed in a living arrangement that was beneficial to them? Were these social workers able to take on a heavier load of cases? Were they able to respond in time? Were they able to meet the needs of the ones that are less fortunate, the ones that need the services the most? How are things going in early childhood education? What about people that are in aging and adult services? Are they getting the care that they need as well? And when you add that human element, the story element, as it were, of seeing this is how my efforts are benefiting the people of this state, that becomes a much greater motator than
Joe,
just simple, facts and figures.
I'm glad you walked down that path. That's exactly where I was hoping you might go. That's
Mhm.
where government's at its finest, when it's taking care
Yes,
of
sir.
the weakest, those that are not
Right.
able to defend themselves, and and
Yeah.
and, and using the data that you can find. Again, the child welfare system is an excellent example. How do we maximize the efficiency of the social workers charged with protecting children in the foster care system, or at risk somewhere, right?
Right. And have specific data points that can show, can demonstrate and prove that indeed progress is being made. Not just anecdotal stories that someone says, well, things are terrible. Someone else will say, well, things are great. Well, is it terrible? Is it great? Do you go just by what people say, or can you present some sort of finite, concrete measures that can authenticate, that can validate that indeed the job's getting done, or identify areas in which we need to concentrate, areas in which we do need to reallocate resources and possibly do a better job of serving the people of the state? And having those pieces of data, those pieces of information that are measurable, that are repeatable, that are countable, and so on, are the types of things that decision makers need to have before them, for, again, the data to be actionable, to get the insight that they need, and to be able to make those informed decisions that I keep harping about. The data has to be actionable. I've often said that data is actionable only when it helps people to do three things: make a decision, answer a question, or solve a problem. And to the extent that you're able to maximize those 3 points and get people where, yeah, the decision can be made, the question can be answered, the problem can be addressed, these concerns can be looked at and dealt with, then I believe that's the true measure of success of your data gathering efforts. It's not just the numbers for the sake of the numbers. It's for the sake of who you're serving, how you're going to serve them, how you're going to get the job done, how quickly and efficiently it's going to be done, and how much you can increase a person's desire to, to get excited about it, and to take pride in their work, to take ownership in what they're doing, so that they will put forth an even greater effort to get that job done.
And be able to articulate all that to the
Right.
legislature, which
Yes.
it can
Who holds
turn,
the purse strings, right?
exactly, that can
Yeah.
justify the existing and continued spend because it's meaningful, because it's
Yes, it is.
actually doing what government is intended to do, to
Right.
protect the weak and help the harmed. And I just,
Mhm.
that's why I was particularly excited about our discussion today. How do you, in this sort of environment, again, state government is every bit as complex. They say that the top 20 states are in the Fortune 500. So for somebody that's not a state government person, that just gives you the idea of the scale at which we're talking. I'm sure North Carolina is probably, well, there's certainly the Fortune 500 in terms of total budget and population and
Oh
so
yeah.
forth. So,
Yeah.
um,
Anytime you have a budget with the word billion instead of M for million, then there's a pretty significantly large chunk of change going through everybody's hands. So yeah.
exactly. So in that environment, how do you help the state find actionable data that can be used? We're all facing a wave of data, but how do you find the actionable data that can be used to create the narratives that you so beautifully articulated just a moment ago?
Thank you. So finding actionable data, Bill, is the key. Yeah. You think of data, um, it's like a double-edged sword, and sheer volume and complexity can make it pretty challenging, for both government and business to extract actionable insights. Um, I've got a good quote. I'm trying to remember how it goes. Let's see, futurist and author John Naisbitt, I think it was. I think he said it this way: the world is awash with data, but we are drowning in information. Okay. Amidst this data deluge, I guess I can call it now, the one in which we are awash, the information in which we are indeed drowning, it seems sometimes. There are several effective strategies for identifying and utilizing valuable data, things that drives business decisions both in government and in private industry. I see the first step, first and foremost, in finding actionable data. Clearly define your objectives, right? What is it that you want to achieve with the data, right? Are you trying to improve customer satisfaction? Do you need to increase sales? Do you need to serve a greater number of people? Are you interested in increasing operational efficiency? That kind of, having those clear objectives is going to guide your data search, and it's going to help you to prioritize what's relevant and what's not. All right. Next, I think the next thing you do is identify the various sources of data, whatever it is that's available to you. It might include internal data from your CRM, your ERP, your marketing automation systems, whether, again, business or government, no difference. It's just different terms, right? External data from industry sources, from other governmental agencies, understanding your own data landscape, whatever that might look like, whatever the topography might be, is going to help you to determine where to focus your search for that actionable insight. Thirdly, I'd say clean up your data, right? Organize that data. It seems elementary, but people forget. I cannot emphasize it enough. Data quality is absolutely crucial for extracting meaningful insight. If it's not right, and if you can't figure it out, you're not going to get any insight from it. You have to ensure that the data is accurate, consistent, free from error. It's going to make it so much easier to analyze when you don't have to deal with errors and problems and things. Let's see, another thing, leverage data analytics tools and techniques, those specific things that are going to transform those raw data into insight. Tools are great. They can help you visualize data patterns, identifying trends, uncovering hidden correlation that you couldn't possibly do on your own, just by eyeballing it, impossible to do. At DHHS, some of the tools that we use are, let's see, SAP Business Objects, Tableau, Power BI, that kind of, there's certainly a treasure trove. There's is a wealth of excellent tools out there to choose from out on the market today. So lastly, I would strongly encourage and urge people to consider asking for help. Collaborate with other data analysts, data scientists, data people who have the expertise to navigate complex data sets and extract those valuable insights you're looking for. Do not be intimidated if their expertise exceeds your own. That's okay, because let's face it, that very expertise might just help you streamline your own data exploration process, and at the same time, um, help uncover those hidden gems that you got to find that are in your data. That's how I
Yeah.
see it anyway.
Perfect. It's a good chance, if you'll forgive me, just to put a little plug in for Denodo, who I'm terribly privileged to represent. In government and also in industry, they use us to do much of what you just described. If somebody's got a multi-cloud environment, they still have a lot of data on premise. We're able to catalog that for them. We're able to make that data available using role-based access security. So again, we talked about, do you have
Yes.
the authorization to see certain data? Again, that's helpful in healthcare, education, criminal justice on the state and local side. And then finally, we can make that data available to we have over 150 different pre-built APIs. So Click, Tableau, Power BI, all the data science tools, that kind of thing. So that's how Denodo fits in this equation. It's particularly valued by a lot of our government customers to be able to accomplish much of this. And I just had to put the plug in because it's exciting, and I'm proud to represent the company.
No problem with that.
On behalf of CDO Magazine, we're truly grateful for you joining us this morning. We wish you all the best efforts there in North Carolina, and hopefully I'll be able to catch your presentation at a conference soon.
Sounds great. Thank you so much. The honor and pleasure have been mine, sir.
Thank you so much.